Live from Thohoyandou in the Limpopo province. This is, of course, where the 2026 commemoration of Armed Forces Day is taking place. I can tell you, and I'll show you in just about a moment, there are already scores of people who've lined up the street here in anticipation for today's commemoration. You'll recall that during the course of the week there'd been quite a huge build-up to today's commemoration. The Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Cyril Ramaphosa, will a little bit later on this morning lay a wreath at the memorial site in commemoration, of course, of back on this day in 1917, the sinking of the SS Mendi. 646 of the members of the South African Native Labour Corps having been killed in that particular incident. So today is that commemoration. I'll show you in just about a moment. There's been such a hive of activity in the run-up to this that I saw on social media, but the public around here has really come out in their numbers. And quite strangely, Liesl, I anticipated this area to be incredibly hot. It was a scorcher last night when we arrived, but there seems to be a bit of rain that is going to be coming down. I don't know if that's a signal for anything, but I want to talk a bit about today's proceedings. We're expected to see quite an air spectacle, if I can. I know that one Gripen will be involved and 5 Hawks, but I don't know much about that. I want to bring in those who are in the know-how about what's expected here today. And joining me this morning is Colonel Rami Molebalwa, who is an air commander. Colonel, thank you so much for your time. I don't know much about the Gripen and the Hawks and everything that's expected to take place here today. Talk us through the importance of that showcase, in particular at an event like this where we commemorate Armed Forces Day.
Dumela ma'am and beautiful South Africans. Today, when the President arrives, when he takes the podium, together with the national anthem and 21-gun salute, we will see a Gripen and 2 Hawks performing a salute fly past to open up the parade for the President. Yes.
And that, of course, signifies that the Commander-in-Chief is here. He is the leader, if I can, of the armed forces. Talk to us about, today's commemoration and the significance of having these kinds of displays, and in particular, bringing it to the people of Thohoyandou. You spoke to me about it. I see there's a bit of excitement on the other side. I'll go there in just about a moment. But once again, the importance of bringing the SNDF, or in fact, South Africa's display to this particular area.
It is really important that we bring the SNDF down to the people. As you know, a general person sees us as hostile, but it's not actually. And also to showcase career opportunities for youngsters in South Africa, as we know that we're running short of that. And in short, the economic spin-off of bringing an event like this in an area like this is quite huge. And to interact with our own communities, as you know that soldiers can be seen as monsters, but to give them a week of our time and our planning to encourage them to join the Defence Force in defense of their own country. And as you know that the Defence Force and its high level of discipline, we try to take that and rub it off to the kids to show them that drugs and all this gangsterism doesn't really pay off. You can have a profession that serves your country and your people while you're also saving your family and do your country very proud.
Air Commander Colonel Rami Molebalwa, thank you so much. Very insightful indeed. And in fact, there are some young people that I'm going to speak to now who want to join the SNDF. Thank you very much, Colonel. I'm going to show you to this direction. And Mama, Mama, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I know that your son is actually in... No? Okay. In fact, talk to us about the importance of you being here today. You woke up very early. I spotted you very early this morning. You woke up at 4, I'm told.
Yes, I woke up at 4. No vuanga 4. Zobdi khotodo ubona uri Air Force ya shi referela army othe as a whole. Yo referela mini. Ngauri bathu banji ba soko diba masole pedzi abadibu runa different careers. Then baswa banji ba dokona diba nga dzi careers dzine dza ba hone kha army. Ngauri una dzi career njinji dzine baba sa dzidivi. So na rine sa lushaka ri do ba ri kho diba as a whole of South Africa. Ngauri our protection is under the army. So re do ba re tshiko divori ro tshireledzea u guma gai musi ba tshiko display whatever they have. Re do kono divori ro tshireledzea musi ro kono bona zwithu zwoṱhe zwine ba ba nazwo. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mama. And Mama, talking about, the importance of having the SANDF here, them wanting to feel as citizens that they're protected. So bringing, the armed forces here and the display that we've seen during the course of the week has really been inspiring to also someone else who wanted, have you decided? I'm told that you wanted to be a soldier. Are we still going towards that direction? Oh, that's great. Tell me a bit about that and what inspired that.
To be quite honest, recently I was having a passion of being a soldier, and soldiers came to our school and told us that you can choose any career and also be a soldier. So I'm still figuring out what career to choose and also be a soldier. And as young people, we really underestimate and take soldiers for granted. I'm so happy because it's the first time seeing soldiers this much, and I want to see what they're capable of. And if me, as I'm going to be a soldier, if I'm going to be able to serve with discipline and commitment as a soldier of South Africa.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. And you who's taking pictures, do you also want to talk? He's taking pictures of the family, and let's hear from him. You're also, very passionate about this as well. We spoke earlier, and you were telling me it was quite nice seeing, all of these disciplined men and women in this uniform.
Because this is really inspiring for the young people, because most of the people here, they are mostly young people, because if we check, most of these people, they are young and they're really getting inspired, because when they are passing there by the roads, most of the people who are on the roads, they are kids. And so we would like this for it to be like a thing which is going to inspire kids to know more about the army, because the moment they hear the word army, they think of guns, they think of the bombs, because they don't even know that there's the Navy, Air Force One, and the rest of the things. But now we know more about the army.
He clearly does know a lot more about the army. Thank you so much to this wonderful family for joining me. And in fact, before we go to my colleague, I'm going to ask my colleague to stay right there, but you'll get a sense of where I am here, and you can tell the number of people that have already come out in their numbers in order to be part of today's festivities. I can tell you there's quite a lot of excitement from the people in this particular area about, having or seeing, the army here, seeing the Air Force here, and inspiring for a lot of people. In fact, let me ask my colleague before I cross to my colleague Koketso Mutao's on the other side. Just take a look right there in front of me as well. You see some of the military police are coming through right towards the front there. Many other people have gathered in that particular area. And, they've come out in their numbers. Of course, today's proceedings, today's commemoration will be presided over by the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Cyril Ramaphosa. And as I indicated, before he takes to the podium, which is not too far behind me here, there will be a wreath-laying ceremony. And this is in commemoration, of course, of those members of the South African Native Labour Corps who sunk with the SS Mendi back then in 1970.